Hey up everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History Channel. I hope you're all well on this Saturday. Wherever you may be in the world, I hope you're safe. Tonight's video is going to be my round 20 review of the Parramatta game against West Tigers. If you're new to the channel, I review all the Parramatta games, win, lose or draw. And I'll give you my thoughts on the match and also talk about some other things that happened in the game. So coming into the game, we had a pretty simple equation. We win and we finish third, we lose and we potentially come fifth. So there was a lot riding on the game. I thought we started the match really well. I thought the attack in the whole match was very much improved from previous weeks. We were playing with intent, we were attacking like we wanted to be out there. We had some great offloads happening, we had some good second phase play. And we opened the scoring with Blake Ferguson. Nice try out to the right hand side. And then we had a try disallowed, which I'm still pretty fuming about it. Like the try with Andrew Davey. That was a try, 100%. We've had a couple of tries denied this year because of this, where a player happens to be kind of stood in the row, but there's not really much they can do. And unfortunately, Andrew Davey was denied his first try in the National Rugby League. And then we scored a try through Micah Sivo, and we also had a try just before half time through Brad Takarangi. I thought that was a good try. On the opposite side of the coin, both of West Tigers' tries that they scored against us were very soft. The first one was sort of a play where they run out of room and somehow they managed to get around Sivo and score. The second one was it come off a penalty that I don't think was a penalty, where they alleged that Will Smith hit Benji Marshall late, even though he was kind of falling into the tackle after Will Smith. So it's, yeah, once again the defence in the first half wasn't great, but the attack was there, the intent was there. We went into half time with the lead. Second half we come out and Benji Marshall was ruled out for the rest of the game, and I was thinking to myself, I bet you Michael Maguire's told his players go out there and win this for Benji. And the West Tigers players come out with a wet seal. They come out like they'd taken speed at half time. They had about 90% possession of the ball. They were getting set restart after set restart, penalty after penalty. And they kind of took a page out of South Sydney's book. They just rapid fire tries. They scored 3 tries in 7 minutes. And once again, the defence on both edges for Parramatta was shite tonight. Both Wonga Blake and Blake Ferguson didn't play well in defence. And Micah Sivo, once again, week in, week out, running in like a maniac, leaving himself exposed. Very soft tries that we conceded against West, but once the West stopped getting the set restarts, once they stopped getting penalty after penalty, and we finally touched the ball, because I think with about 20 minutes to go, Breathen Astor said Parramatta's only had 12% possession in the second half. They've hardly touched the ball. Once we got the ball, and once we got a couple of sets going, we looked like scoring straight away. And with about 15 minutes to go, Reid Marnie scores underneath the post, and I thought that at that stage we were going to win, because you could just see the sheer emotion of all the Parramatta players come around Reid Marnie. You could see Reid Marnie, he was really fired up after that try. And then I guess I'm going to have to eat my words on this. I've never been a fan of Will Smith. I've never really liked him, but he ends up scoring the winning try, which ensures that we finish in the top 4. It was a nice try out to the left. There was an option to go for the penalty goal, but considering West Tigers have conceded 26 points or more in the last 10 games, which, mind you, I learned was another record. No team in 112 years of rugby league has conceded 26 points or more in 10 consecutive games. I think that's what Andrew Voss was saying. And we managed to hold on for a 28-24 win, which means that we play Melbourne next week. Now, some of the standout players tonight, I thought Andrew Davey had a smashing game. He's really taken his chance well. Nathan Brown, once again, he goes 100 mile an hour. We can always trust Nathan Brown to put in a hard shift. Mitchell Moses was improved. he was running a bit more straight, and he was looking a bit better in attack. I'd see that some of the other front rowers, Junior Paulo had a great game. He had some great offloads. Takarangi was good. Clint Gutherson, I think this was probably his worst game of the year. He put in some strange options where he was meant to pass and he'd kick, or he'd kick on the fifth tackle. I'm not too sure what was going on there. Micah Sivo, once again, great in attack, shite in defence. Same with Blake Ferguson and Wonga Blake, good in attack, shite in defence. Reid Marnie, he had an awful first half, threw 2 forward passes and kicked the ball out, which led to a 7 tackle set and gave West a try down the other end of the field. But his second half was much improved, and he scored that try that got us right back into the game. So for this game, we've spared ourselves a major embarrassment. We were about 15 minutes away from playing Cronulla in the first week, elimination, but we finished third. So we've spared ourselves the embarrassment of losing to West tonight, but we've got, I think, potential embarrassment to come against Melbourne next week. We've never beaten Melbourne in the finals match. We've played them 6 other times in the finals, never beat them. Once again, though, we're going to be going into this game as the underdogs, because most of the times we've played Melbourne in the finals match, we've come in as the underdog. But I bet you the Melbourne players, wherever they are, they would have been sat in a hotel somewhere watching this game, and I bet you some of them, especially Ado Carr, Vunivalu, all them, they would have all fucking had hard-ons. They would have all been going, how good's this? Because I guarantee you that first or second set that we play against Melbourne, they're going to be throwing the ball out to the edges, and they're going to continue that all night. And I'm not sure if Ferguson, Blake and Sivo and even Jennings can hold those players out, because we conceded 5 tries tonight against West Tigers, and they've had an awful season, and they nearly pulled off an upset against us. But am I happy that we finished top 4? Yes. Am I proud of the club for finishing top 4? Yes. If you ask any team in the NRL or their fans, would you like to finish top 4 at the end of the year? They'd all take it. None of them would be arguing about that. It's a shame that we have to play Melbourne, but it is what it is, and we're just got to hope that we put in a better performance than we did tonight. But I definitely see the best player on the field for us tonight, if I was to give a man of the match for Parramatta, would probably be Nathan Brown. I was really impressed with Nathan Brown tonight. He was a hard grafter today, and he put in a great shift. So anyway, that's me round 20 review of the Parramatta match against West Tigers. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. If you enjoy the content that I'm making, subscribe to the channel. I've got some more reviews and more videos coming up very shortly, so stay tuned for those. Anyways, everyone, I'll catch us all later, and look after yourselves. Alright, ta-ra.